Hello, good morning, everyone, and a very warm green welcome from Team Little Green Fingers. It is wonderful to have teachers, school leaders, researchers, policymakers joining us today from across Europe for the final event of the Little Green Fingers project. Well, we are gathering at a time when schools are being asked to respond to increasingly complex realities: climate change, well-being, disconnection from nature, growing anxiety among young people, and the urgent need to prepare children for a future that is still unfolding before us. And yet, many schools, teachers, and parents are also asking an important question: how do we move beyond teaching about sustainability as a topic and instead create learning experiences where children can genuinely feel connected, capable, hopeful, and able to contribute? This is where this project, Little Green Fingers, becomes deeply relevant. Because this project is not simply about gardens, outdoor activities, or environmental awareness. It is about rethinking the role of schools in helping children build a relationship with the world around them through curiosity, creativity, participation, collaboration, and hands-on learning. Across Europe, we are also talking about future skills, inclusion, resilience, well-being, but children do not develop these through presentations alone. They'll develop them by doing, by exploring, by designing, by growing things, by observing systems around them, and by collaborating to solve problems together, by feeling that their ideas matter. Little Green Fingers reminds us that learning can still be joyful, practical, and connected to real life, as well as rooted in the community. Today is therefore not only about sharing project results over the last 2 years, it is about sharing possibilities for how schools across Europe can create learning environments that are more connected, human-centered, future-oriented, and hopeful. I'm Vitika Yadav, Managing Director at Designathon Works, which is also the coordinating organization for this Erasmus project. On behalf of Team Little Green Fingers, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for the work you continue to do every day with children to make this world a better place. I would now like to invite all the partner organizations to please introduce themselves briefly. Can we start with you, Ina, and then proceed?
Yes, of course. Good morning and welcome everybody. My name is Ina Chonkic. I'm a co-founder of Designathon Works. We are headquartered in the Netherlands and active internationally in 50 countries around the world. Our role in this project is the one of the coordinator, and of course, together with all the partners, we formed and developed this program. Thank you. Can I give the mic to Claire?
Yeah, thanks, Ina. Hi, everybody. My name is Claire Patton, and I'm along with my colleague Roisin O'Connor Flanagan, who's here as well. And we're representing Green Schools. And Green Schools is an environmental education program, which is within the Eco Schools network. So we're based in Ireland, and Green Schools, as I said, is environmental education program, both for primary and secondary schools, and it's part of a larger international network of eco schools. So you might be more familiar with that. name in your own countries around Europe and the world. Yeah, and it's been a pleasure to be part of the Little Green Fingers project. Our particular interest is environmental education, outdoor learning, and it's been great to link that up with the other disciplines in the project. So maybe we'll go over to Sicer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Maria, and with my colleague Kyriakos, we are representing Cycer, the Cyprus Center for Environmental Research and Education. It's a non-profit organization located in the Kotiri Peninsula in Limassol, Cyprus. Cycer is dedicated promoting environmental awareness, sustainability, and innovative educational initiatives through research, education, and European cooperation. I hope everyone enjoys today's final event and explore more ways through education. I will pass the floor to change of course. Yes.
Hello all, nice to meet you. My name is Jos. I am the founder of Change of Course, which is a learning design studio based in Brussels. We help develop learning experiences, and that is also how we contributed in this project, particularly by also supporting and hosting the training of the project in Belgium, which we still have good memories to, and also supporting in developing the brand and the website. And I'm here together with my colleague Bruna. Yeah. Thank you. And now I pass the word to Tiana from GitHub.
Thank you, Jos. My name is Tiana Petrovic. I'm founder of GitHub. It is a creative educational center from Serbia, based in Belgrade, that designs innovative learning programs where children and young people explore science and sustainability, design thinking, and social innovation through hands-on projects. As the Serbian partner of Designathon Works, and co-founder of the Platform for Innovation in Environmental Education in Serbia. GitHub connects schools, kindergartens, educators, communities, and international partners. In this project, we've been lead of work package 2, where we co-created methodology for this great project, as you will for sure see during this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, everyone. And of course, as you can see, the project brought together really interesting partners and experts from different European countries, Belgium, Ireland, Serbia, Cyprus, and the Netherlands. And together we tried to explore how sustainability, environmental citizenship, creativity, outdoor learning, and participation can become a meaningful part of school life, not as isolated activities, but as integrated learning experiences. What we also learned was that children learn best when they're actively engaged with the world around them. And at its core, Little Green Fingers focused on helping schools and teachers create opportunities for children to learn through doing. One of the strongest learnings from this project is that teachers are deeply interested in sustainability education, but they often need practical tools, adaptable methods, and confidence to implement it within already demanding school environments. So the project focused not only on children, but also on supporting educators through learning modules, practical activity frameworks, collaborative exchanges, pilot implementations, and a growing European community of practice. Throughout the project, schools experimented with creative approaches using the resources that we have created and depending on the local realities and contexts. What united these experiences was the understanding that sustainability education becomes more powerful when it is participatory, experiential, and connected to children's everyday lives. We also observed several important impacts emerging across the pilot schools. Children showed strong engagement when learning became more tangible and hands-on. Teachers reported increased collaboration and creativity across subjects, and parents and communities became more involved in school activities. Another key insight from Little Green Fingers is that children are not passive recipients of knowledge. They're capable observers, they're designers, and they're contributors when they're given the opportunity. At a European level, the project also aligns strongly with wider priorities around green comp, environmental citizenship, competence-based education, well-being, and preparing young people for the future in meaningful ways. Today, as we conclude this project, we do not see this as an ending. Rather, we see it as a part of a growing movement across Europe and beyond, where schools are searching for ways to reconnect learning with life, nature, community, and purpose. We now move on to one of my favorite parts of today's event, which is hearing directly from the teachers who brought Little Green Fingers to life in their classrooms. Over the past months, teachers across the partner countries have been exploring sustainability with young children through outdoor experiences, inquiry, and play. They have witnessed firsthand how children engage with environmental topics when given the opportunity to explore, question, and take action. Please join me in welcoming three teachers in the first segment, Michelle, Maria, and Yulia. Each of the speakers will be sharing their journey, Little Green Fingers' journey with us.
Michelle, if you're here, would you like to present your slides?
Hello.
Hi, Michelle, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. My connection dropped. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, welcome, Michelle. Over
Great.
to you.
So our experience, I'm talking to you from Ireland, and we were working, we managed to work on both projects. So our school, just to put in context, is an immersion school. So we are teaching the children through Irish language. So this will be the children's second language. So for the first term, we worked with an older group of 7 to 8-year-olds, and they did challenge 1, doing the habitat, and then we're at the moment.
I think something. Yeah, Michelle,
Yeah.
are you
Yes,
back? Yes, we can hear you again. Something
Yeah.
happened with the connection, but please continue.
Sorry. So we ran a workshop for parents and grandparents, and that was very well attended by members of the community. The other people involved in the project were the local men's shed. So the men's shed is a group of retired men in the community who work on community projects. So they helped us with our habitats, and they made some habitats for us at the end. And we're currently working with a group of parents and grandparents who are working as the co-design lab for the play area. We also have the whole school community involved, because on actually this Monday we had a charity fundraising run, and the money raised from that is going to be used to fund a new play area in the school grounds. So our key learnings from the project, we really were impressed with the children's imagination. We also really liked the way the children worked in groups together. So their own imagination, when they were working as a group, it really fed the imagination, and they really worked very well together organically. The pride that the children had great pride with their work as well. There was a lot of extra work involved being a second language, so the children wouldn't have known the words, like say for one of the lessons with textures, the children wouldn't have known those words. So there was a lot of work teaching this through a second language, but that was great too. We got on with it. For the testimonials, we had I just asked some different children, and and people are involved in the project. So one of the boys just said that he really enjoyed researching what bees needed, and then he really enjoyed going finding those materials. You see a photo here of one of the girls, Ada, and her granddad. We found in our project that a lot of the grandparents had a lot more time than the parents. So when we were inviting parents to participate, we also made sure that we invited grandparents too. And we found that the grandparents had a fantastic knowledge to share, and they were really, really great part of the project. We also have a little video here of Shodin, and she's showing us a bat house that's up in the tree outside the school grounds. So overall, we really enjoyed the process. It was a lot slower than we're usually working at, and I really saw the benefit of taking your time with the project. When the children did the research, they listened to feedback, and then they improved their design. So then they knew when they had their final design, it was as good as they could get it, and it was well thought out. So then that really added to their pride. So I really liked that aspect of the project. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Next, can we hear from Maria?
So the next is the video that Maria made for us. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, I am Maria Dimic, a preschool teacher for the older age group at Chikayova's My Preschool Institution, and I am actively involved in the Little Green Fingers project with the children as a part of our preschool program. During our daily activities in the preschool yard, we noticed a sparrow chirping, which inspired us to learn more about its way of life. We had seen sparrows in the yard before, so their chirping was very familiar to the children. Once they realized that sparrows were frequent visitors to our preschool yard, their curiosity to learn more about them grew even stronger. The children showed great interest in the sparrow's appearance and the way of life, so we invited the parents to collaborate with us. Together, we created a learning corner that would help the children explore sparrows in their own way, how they look, what they eat, what they like or dislike, and how we can help them survive the winter and how we can attract more of them to our playground. We asked the children if they had any ideas about how we could invite the sparrows to return to our preschool yard. The children came up with wonderful ideas, so we decided to inspire them to draw everything they had imagined. They drew nests, bird houses, and many creative ways to attract the sparrow's attention and encourage it to visit our yard. During the construction of prototype birdhouse for sparrows, the children planned, explained different solutions, tested the stability of the structures, and made decisions together. We used natural materials, especially wood, and through the construction process, the children developed their logical thinking and the problem-solving skills. The children consider of the safety of the birdhouses and improve them when necessary, as they realized on their own that there are ways to make the birdhouses safer and more comfortable for the sparrow. The children presented their different birdhouses prototypes to their friends. They explained how they came up with these ideas and which materials they used. The children, together with the parents, took part in making and installing birdhouses and feeders in the preschool yard. We learned that the sparrows like to hide in the bush, which is why they enjoy our yard. Together with the parents, we suggested planting bushy vegetation, and the children made an effort to provide sparrows with a place for shelter and rest. Through this action, they developed awareness and an awareness that their care for the nature continues even after this project. Thank you very much on your attention.
And next, we would hear from Yulia.
Julia, please, if you are there, can we test your connection?
Is voice recording?
Yes. Oh, I don't think so. No, these are just the slides.
maybe we can share our screen and proceed with the presentation, right?
I am sharing the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, but we cannot hear the voiceover recording.
I'm not sure if there is a voiceover. Let me see. 1 second, please.
You can see the play button.
This is the slideshow.
Down at the left
Of the slide.
Down at the left of the slide. 1 second. Wow. 1 sec. Where? This? No. This
There
is...
is an icon of a speaker on the left side in gray on the slide, the main slide.
Ah!
On-
Oh, all right. Yes, let's try this. Oh, huh? But, here. Whoa. It's... If I press, it goes to another slide. I can't
For
press... Wait.
convenience, you know, we can share our slide, our screen and proceed with the
Yes.
presentation.
You want to share?
Yes, of course.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes. No.
So I can think you can see our slide, the first slide, right?
No.
No?
We can
Yes.
see the icon. We can see your folder and the file in the folder. Maybe try again.
Shall we proceed with the next speaker, and meanwhile we can come back to this?
Yes. So the next speaker would be Yanis.
Yes. So we will now hear from our guest expert, Dr. Ioannis Georgiou, who is a lecturer at the Cyprus University of Technology and will be offering broader perspectives on environmental education and its importance in shaping the next generation. Dr. Georgiou, thank you for joining us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And can you see my screen as well?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for the invitation to participate in this dissemination event of the Little Green Fingers project. Well, this is a project that I found quite interesting, as it is strongly aligned with my own research work and research interests, which lie in the intersection of environmental citizenship, STEAM education, design, and technology-enhanced learning. So today, I'd like to share some reflections with you on why initiatives such as the Little Green Fingers project are very important for the future of environmental and sustainability education, by briefly sharing with you as well a relevant case study from my own research work. So I would like to start with you with a very well-known challenge in the field of environmental education. And the challenge is that for many years, environmental education has focused primarily on helping young children understand environmental problems. And of course, environmental knowledge remains important. However, awareness alone is not enough. Children also need opportunities to participate, to make decisions, to solve authentic problems, and to contribute to sustainable solutions. And of course, environmental citizenship is not only about learning facts, it's about helping our young children to see themselves as active contributors who can care for and improve their communities and their environments. So environmental citizenship is about developing young children who can act as agents of environmental change. And this involves understanding impact, taking responsibility, participating in positive actions, and caring for communities and ecosystems. And when we are talking about early childhood education, we have to understand that we are not educating future citizens. Actually, we have to recognize children as citizens already. And the question here is, how are we going to foster the environmental citizenship? How are we going to achieve this goal, especially in these young ages? And this brings us to the Little Green Fingers project, which is not about simply teaching about nature. The whole project, from what I have seen, does not rely on a single pedagogical approach. Instead, it combines multiple pedagogical approaches: environmental citizenship education, early childhood education, STEAM learning, outdoor education, design education, education for all. And we all know that each one of these approaches is very valuable on its own. But the real innovation here in this project is actually the integration of all these learning approaches into an integrated pedagogical approach. Because together, this integrated pedagogical approach can create rich learning experiences that can help children move from environmental awareness to environmental action. So to illustrate these ideas, today I would like to briefly share with you a snapshot from our Digital Storytellers program, which is a program that we have provided during summer clubs for young children, taking place at our university, the Cyprus University of Technology. So the Digital Storytellers program is addressed to children aged between 6 to 8 years old. So we're talking about first to third graders. It aims to enhance students' environmental agency by promoting their environmental awareness, their design thinking and problem-solving skills, digital storytelling skills, computational thinking skills, collaboration and social skills, and environmental responsibility and action taking. And rather than teaching all these skills separately, we have combined all these skills into an integrated pedagogical approach as well, into a meaningful environmental challenge for the children around waste management. So the program started outdoors. More specifically, children explored the city center surrounding the university campus and observed their local environment, identified and collected waste materials, reflected on the causes and consequences of littering, and discussed the waste management problem. When back at the university, students were involved in waste sorting activities. So they sorted waste into categories like paper, glass, EMD. They examined the types and quantities of waste collected, and they reflected on responsible waste management practices. Into the second stage of the program was grounded in design education. So in this stage, our children acted as environmental designers to imagine solutions and communicate them to others by creating their own stories. So the students worked in pairs, reflected on the waste management problem, discussed solutions for a more sustainable future, generated ideas for environmental action, considered how to influence others. And what is important is that in this design stage, each pair was asked to create their own story, their own narrative to present their environmental problem. So so the children work in pairs to draft their own narratives, their own storytelling, to propose possible solutions to encourage responsible environmental behaviors and to communicate their messages to their community. And here in my screen, you can see a screenshot from a storyboard from a pair of our students. So in this storyboard, according to a children's story, two children visited a park near their houses. And in this park, they found too much waste and they decided to organize a cleanup campaign to clean the park. So in the next stage, the next step involved computational thinking. So in this stage, our students were introduced to computational thinking and digital storytelling. So our students were introduced to basic programming concepts such as sequencing and logical thinking, computational problem solving, and were familiarized with the Scratch Junior programming environment. So the Scratch Junior programming environment is a kids-friendly program, a kids-friendly app that introduces young children of this age into visual-based programming. So working in pairs at this stage, our students transferred their storyboard into Scratch Junior. They designed characters, they designed scenes, they designed interactions, they programmed animations and story events to make their narratives alive and communicate their environmental messages through digital stories. And finally, at the stage of environmental citizenship education, our children demonstrated environmental agency by moving from understanding the waste management problem to encouraging action within their communities. So at this stage, students acted as environmental citizens, and with our help, they created YouTube videos to present their digital stories to their families, to share their environmental messages with their wider communities, to encourage responsible waste management practices such as refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So the Digital Storytellers Program provides support to the ideas that Little Green Fingers project promotes, helping children to become environmental citizens by investigating real-world environmental problems, generate and communicate solutions, develop computational thinking skills, collaborate effectively with peers, and connect environmental awareness with environmental action. And this is it's really exciting for me to see powerful initiatives such as the Little Green Fingers project. As from my own work and from my own experience, I know that Little Green Fingers is one of these projects that can have a true impact and make the difference. Well, congratulations to the project coordinators, to all the partners, and of course to all the teachers who are involved in this project, believed in this vision, and did a great work to grow kids' curiosity and love for nature through this novel integrative pedagogical approach. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm here if you would like to ask any questions or you have any comments.
Thank you, Dr. Giorgio, for sharing your insights. And in this segment, we will return to the voice of educators before we go to question and answers. I would now like to invite two more teachers who have been a part of the Little Green Fingers journey. We have United Nations, and then we have Chris.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Lukic and I'm a primary school teacher at the United Nations Primary School in Belgrade, Serbia. Thank you for inviting me to the final conference of Little Green Fingers. I would like to share our project. It's called Soil Scientists: What's Beneath Our Feet. It began with a problem right outside our classroom. Beside the school, there was a narrow strip of hard, compact ground. It was bare and lifeless, where nothing would grow. My pupils noticed it themselves, and they started to ask, "Why it's so hard here? Can a plant even grow here?" This simple question became our challenge. Instead of giving them the answers, we followed the project inquiry cycle: explore, reflect, and imagine. The children explored the soil with their own hands, digging and testing what lay beneath their feet. They reflect and reach their own conclusions. No one had ever dug it, so we needed to loosen the soil for the plants to grow. And they imagined a goal of their own. As one child put it, "If we plant more flowers, we will make a school for butterflies." Then we go to the work. Together we broke up and loosened the compact ground and enriched it fresh soil and compost. The children planted primroses, herbs, spider plants, and strawberries, and cared for each one. We added bug-friendly touches such as colorful pinwheels and a little bird house, and we painted a bright nature mural on the school wall. Our key learning was the children understand nature best when they can touch it. The materials we loved the most were the real, living ones, the soil and compost, true seedlings, and a joyful decoration. And the painting, the mural, turned learning into something the children created and truly owned. The children's reaction was the best reward of all. Their curiosity grew into pride. The flowers bloomed, strawberries appeared, and just they had hope, ladybugs and pollinators came back. Their school for butterflies became real. Along the way, they learned teamwork, impossibility, and the joy of caring for living things. From forgotten patch of dead ground, small hands made a real change. Thank you for listening from Ana Lukic and the children of the United Nations Primary School in Serbia.
Always wonderful to hear about the real impact on ground from teachers. And now we have a presentation from Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris, and this is Siska. We are from the Netherlands. We are working at the school, the Bierkorf in Amsterdam North. And we made our presentation with all the works from the children. We started the project in October with all activities, kind of activities with flowers on the like tulips, the balls, from the activity bank. But in January we continued, and then we made the first project with birds, about the birds and what they needed
in the winter.
Yeah,
and then the children made a drawing of how to help the birds through the winter.
Yeah.
And then with help of the parents, they made real feeding seeds, and we put them on in the trees, so we could see which birds are eating from it. And we also did national bird counting.
Yeah.
And we have in spring,
yeah,
we have a moestuin.
A garden.
Yeah, in the moose garden, and the children could learn how to sow and eat the things they let grow there.
Yeah. After that, we had the last project, which was about the playground and how to play. We made also drawings how the playground is looking now. And after that, they made designs on also, and then they really made the new square for the square. Yeah. The children were really excited about it and learned how to design. And so one of the boys was making a new and then he was saying, well, this one's for the 5-year-old and this one's for the 4-year-olds. They were really excited and they learned a lot, I guess, about their own environment. Yeah. We loved it to do it, and want to thank Little Green Fingers for the project. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all the speakers. Well, of course, what does stand out across all these presentations from different countries and contexts is the belief that young children are never too young to engage with sustainability. And if they're given the opportunity, they are the most curious, thoughtful, and committed advocates for positive change. We will now open the floor for questions and discussion. Please post your questions in the chat and we will take questions live as well. Our speakers, partners, and experts will be happy to respond. Let us begin.
Maybe we could share Julia's Cleovoulou presentation from Cyprus.
Yes, sorry, I forgot about it. Yes,
Perfect. Okay.
Hello, my name is Julia Cleovoulou. Today, along with my colleague Yannis Erotocritou, we are representing Halkuta Primary School from Cyprus. Our school participated in the Little Green Fingers project, which provided a unique opportunity to bring environmental education beyond the classroom. Moving on to our main challenge, the core activity of our project focused on creating shelters for the animals that can be found right in our school garden. Before the children start building, we dedicate time to preparation and exploration. The students went out into the school garden, explored the space, identified different evidence, and learned all about the basic survival needs that animals have. This led to a wonderful hands-on experience. As you can see, the children used their creative thinking, worked closely in teams, and gathered natural materials to construct these shelters with their own hands. Throughout this project, the key lessons they enjoyed the most were not just theoretical. The activity successfully helped them develop a much deeper understanding of our local biodiversity, while at the same time practicing essential life skills like critical thinking and cooperation. Regarding the participants, a class of 25 students aged 8 years old took part in the project. We are also thrilled to involve members from the wider community, specifically a dedicated group of parents who actively supported us by implementing various educational activities sent to them at home. To ensure strong collaboration, we organized 3 main events for the parents throughout the timeline of the project. Before the program started, an introductory lecture was held to fully inform them about the project. Then, in the middle of the program, we organized a specialized lecture about barn walls. And finally, at the end of the project, we held a presentation to showcase the wonderful work and achievements of our students. To understand the true impact of this challenge, we can look at it from the student's perspective. One of our students beautifully shared, "I like building a home for animals because now I understand what they need to live safely in nature." Looking at the overall highlights, this experience went far beyond the classroom. The project successfully helped our students develop a much stronger, meaningful connection with nature. More importantly, it truly empowered them to step up and become active environmental citizens. To understand the true impact of this challenge, we can look at it from the student's perspective. One of our students beautifully shared, "I like building a..." Starting with our perspective as educators, we found the project material incredibly engaging, practical, and very easy to integrate into our everyday learning. Throughout the process, we were deeply impressed by how enthusiastic and curious the children remained from start to finish. But the most rewarding part was seeing the impact on the kids themselves. The students expressed that they absolutely loved creating these animal shelters. It wasn't just a fun task for them. It truly allowed them to realize what animals require to survive safely in nature. Thank you. Starting with our perspective as a...
Thank you so much. Thank you, Saisar, for playing the presentation, and we can go back to any questions that we have for the speakers, for the partners regarding the project. Please share your questions live in the chat, or you could also unmute yourself and ask the question.
I just wanted to share with all of you that this is when we hear so many great things, it's very awkward situation when you need to ask questions and nobody says anything. But I imagine that all of us who are here are actually very inspired with everything that we heard so far. And I would like to say that I'm grateful that we managed to present two of our projects, but we have 5 projects all in all. And I would like to invite everyone after this conference to actually see other projects from other teachers that are also great. So they're going to be on our YouTube, and they're going to be our meaning GitHub YouTube, but they're also going to be presented on the global Designathon network within their YouTube. So shared with many other eyes worldwide. So thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Tiana. And we have a question from Birgit at Green Schools. Hi, Birgit. How will you continue with the learnings from this project? Is there going to be a continuation in some form? That's a really good question. Would any of the partners like to take this? Because we just spoke about sustainability of this project and some of the things that all the partners intend to do after the formal end of this project.
So we have the whole presentation about that.
Yes.
So this means that I can...
Yes. I actually, this question is a good one and a good segue to the dissemination and next steps. And of course, because this is, the project needs to live beyond the formal end of the project. So over to you, Tiana. Please share with us opportunities for collaboration with the wider community and what we intend to do next. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Vitika, again. So again, good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiana Jovanovic Petrovic, and I'm speaking today on behalf of GitHub Serbia. We presented our organization in the beginning of this event. GitHub is a partner of Designathon Works. We've been developing and applying design-based, participatory, and future-oriented learning approaches with children, teachers, and communities. And this is actually what we share with other partners here in this community. So today, I would like to briefly present some of the next steps after the Little Green Fingers project, with a focus on how each partner will continue to use and disseminate the Little Green Fingers methodology in their own context. So for us, Little Green Fingers has been much more than a project. It's been actually a way to rethink how children learn about nature and sustainability and their own role in caring the world around them. Across the partnership, we see four important directions. So one, maintaining the materials, embedding them in existing programs of the organizations, supporting educators as multipliers, and adapting the methodology to new contexts. So this is what's going to happen in different ways from the part of each partner. So in Cyprus, the Cyprus Center for Environmental Research and Education will integrate methodology, namely educational materials based on Little Green Fingers methodology into their environmental educational programs offered by their center. So this means that primary and secondary school students will continue to use these activities and resources through regular environmental educational visits and programs, because CICER has opportunity, it's a visitor center in a way, so schools come to them for different kinds of activities. Another important step is that teachers who participated in this project will be encouraged to act as multipliers. They will support other educators who are not directly involved in the project to understand and apply the methodology, or to integrate selected activities into their own teaching practices. And this way, the project results will continue to support environmental awareness among different groups of students and teachers, hopefully. So, we would really love to see how this evolves in the time that comes. So in Ireland, Green Schools Ireland will use the Little Green Fingers curriculum to support schools working on Green Schools biodiversity program. So this is very natural program connection for them, because Little Green Fingers strongly aligns with the aims of the Green Schools program, especially when it comes to practical action, biodiversity, planting, observation, and careful living things. Special focus will be placed on junior primary schools and younger classes from junior infants to second class. So this is important because younger children, as we heard, need age-appropriate hands-on activities and experiential activities in order to fully engage with environmental education. With more than 100 schools participating in this program, biodiversity program, each year the Little Green Fingers materials will for sure not be forgotten in the case of green schools. In Netherlands, the next step will be to support the Bijenkorf, I hope that I pronounced it well, school that actually two teachers were from, who presented the project. So which has expressed, this school expressed strong interest in embedding this methodology within ongoing green education programs. This will provide an opportunity to further test and apply the methodology in a school context, while strengthening links between sustainability education, outdoor learning, and children active participation, which is also very, very important. At the same time, Designathon Works will continue sharing the Little Green Fingers methodology through its global community of practice. So partners across Asia and Africa have already shown interest in adapting and implementing this approach in their own educational contexts. This actually opens opportunity for wider international dissemination and adaptation. So this is also something that we will all look forward how this happens. And also if you like to be part of that, you can be part of Global Designathon community. And I will share QR code through which you can join. And if you are from Serbia, we as partner of Designathon will be leading actually this process, so you can come to us if you want to further develop materials for this methodology. So in Serbia, GitHub has used this methodology as the basis for developing our educational program called Science Playground, or Naučno igralište in Serbian. So this playground is actually within this context, this means that our program has two sections. One is the space, which was co-created with children. So now it has different kinds of green elements like raised gardens or sensory paths, below tunnels, educational installations, and other that are going to be developed further. But also the program in which we develop more topics using this methodology. So the program includes one day theoretical and practical seminar for educators in kindergarten, Little Green Fingers in Kindergarten. That's the title of the seminar. The other one is Little Green Fingers Goes to School. So these are seminars for teachers, and alongside these seminars, we have developed a teacher handbook and a collection of other activities that can be used within this program. The program also includes outdoor learning elements, as I said, and we have also expanded the methodology through challenge-based modules connected to water, air, soil, waste, play, and creativity. And we are proud that Science Playground was selected as one of the winners with this methodology, Little Green Fingers, one of the winners of 2026 Scientists Organizers Award within this year's STEM Discovery campaign. And at the same time, the last but not least is that we have started crowdfunding campaign Nauka koja raste, or Science That Grows, meaning that we want to raise funds in order to continue this program into more kindergartens and to more primary schools in Belgrade. So if you like this program and think that it's important, you can also support us even from European Union as well on the platform Dobri Dabar. You will also have QR code for that. And another important next step is dissemination through shared platforms and partner networks that I mentioned. We want to continue connecting the Little Green Fingers website, and you can see on the slide in the right upper corner Little Green Fingers QR code for the website where you can find materials. And also beside that you have a QR code for Designathon Global Community and emails from partners. Center for Environmental Research from Cyprus, Green Schools, Designathon Works, Change of Course, and GitHub. And also I would also like to invite those who are already in e-twinning. For example, some of your schools or preschools that are part of this platform. So this could be an invitation for further projects that you may actually continue through this platform. And one very last thing is that actually I wanted to, one thing is methodology. We have all worked on this very hard during the past 2 years, but this is one thing. The other and the more important thing is implementation of this methodology, and this actually goes to all of you who participated in these projects. in this project. So I would like to thank all of teachers, all of schools who are part of this. And I really need to express my gratitude to the preschool Tikajova Zmaj, who actually recognized this project right from the beginning. And it's to kindergartens, Tikajova and Peter Pan, and the other preschool unity, Čukarica, and kindergarten Filmić, and one school with Ujedinjene Nacije, United Nations, with whom we have a collaboration for past couple of years. So they do great projects. They're one of these twinning label schools, and we would like to thank teachers from there, and also to invite you to, as I said, see the other projects. For example, the Butterfly Garden that was also created in this school by children and parents and teachers. So thank you all, and thank you for listening to me. And I would be very grateful in order to continue this project. But I see one thing, very important thing that is missing, and this is part of the next phase from one of our partners, and this is change of course. So I would really love to invite our colleague Jos to share with us in a few sentences what would be the next steps for the change of course organization.
Yes, thank you, Tiana. For change of course, so the participating schools will of course continue the project, but the good news that here is that with change of course we collaborate with municipalities, and both the municipality and the city of Kortrijk and Torhout had an introduction of this Little Green Fingers project, and it's now the idea that actually the local public gardens from those municipalities will actually help facilitate the further continuation and implementation of the project. Because one thing we noticed is that some schools don't have the green space to actually build out the things, and there is already an agreement with the city of Kortrijk to do that, with all the primary schools who are willing to join the project next academic year. And we have a meeting scheduled with the municipality of Torhout, a neighboring community, where some teachers that actually participated in the pilot live, and they have their kids in schools in that neighboring community. And so that's how we are talking to them too. So we're actually quite happy that the city also sees this as a good thing, and in this way we do believe, like, to sustain these kinds of initiative, a kind of a whole school approach benefits everyone. So we do think, like, because it's such a visual project, like kids build stuff, that is also one of the reasons that it helps to convince the city and the municipality to actually continue to invest and try to support the schools where they can to continue the implementation of Little Green Fingers. So no, we're very happy with that. Back to you, Tiana.
Thank you, Jos. This is really great opportunity for you, and we would also love to continue that way. We also started talking to our Ministry of Education, actually, to see how this might happen, to be a part of the school program, and how to connect it with also municipalities, because we also think that this could be a good way of sustaining this project. But this might be a bit difficult in Serbia than in Belgium, but we will try.
Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Jos. And well, this project really has been a humble beginning of a of a project that is dynamic, and we hope that this is going to be replicated and be scaled in different countries, of course, looking at contextual differences in different contexts. But it is heartening to know that there are stakeholders who are interested in the project and in taking this forward. And also, it is great to see that this project was designed just as a starting point for a growing community of teachers and schools and families and municipalities and organizations who feel committed to nurturing environmentally conscious young citizens. Do we have any questions at this point? And anything that we would like to discuss before we move towards the closing? I also want to say that this is a starting point. So we really hope that when you go through the resources on the website and you try and implement some of the activities, you come back to us with any questions, any comments and feedback, because this is not the only time we are thinking of questions and discussions, but we would be so much more open to learning from you and having feedback on the resources and what we have tried to do. And hopefully we will be able to learn more from each other as this program is implemented and taken up in many more contexts.
I've just been keeping an eye on the chat, and there's just been lots of lovely comments about from people about how much they've enjoyed hearing the presentations from the different teachers and the guest speaker. Just to highlight one, which I thought was interesting, was about the school in Serbia who was mentioning the focusing on the sparrow. So I mentioned how it's sparrow is such an important animal in their city context. And I think that's been one really nice way about how the project has played out, is that each school has kind of honed in on what's important in their local area and what's important to their community. So it's just really nice to see how it has developed. And even though there's a lot of things we all have in common, and that's how it was designed, people have been able to kind of hone in on what's important in their community and for their local habitat. So that's been really great to see. And there's been lots of comments saying similar things, and people seem to be interested in learning more and picking up on the resources, which is great.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the insights shared in the chat. And as we come to close of today's conference, I would like to thank all the teachers, partners, researchers, community partners, stakeholders who have made Little Green Fingers possible. Over the course of this project, we have developed resources, we have tested ideas, we have learned from each other. We have had moments where we are like trying to chase each other and trying to kind of get things right. And most importantly, what we have tried to do is to listen to the voices of children. And so the project, while it is coming to a formal conclusion, we hope that the relationships, knowledge, and inspiration that has been generated through Little Green Fingers will continue to grow into the future, and we hope to keep in touch. Before we say goodbye, 3 simple invitations for everyone joining us today. Download and use the Little Green Fingers resources. We are still in the process of updating all the resources, and we will make sure that we send out communication when all the resources are up and running. Please join our community of practice and continue exchanging ideas with educators, teachers across Europe and beyond. We are a connected world. And please try a Little Green Fingers scavenger hunt with the children in your life, in your schools, and discover the wonders of nature together. I'll conclude by saying that perhaps one of the most hopeful things we have learned through this project is that when children are trusted, they're involved, and they're given opportunities to engage with the world around them, they surprise us. So let us try and give them that opportunity and let them imagine the future. Thank you for joining us today and for your commitment to environmental education and for being a part of the Little Green Fingers journey. Thank you. And to many green adventures ahead.